What's up, y'all? Sparta here. Apologies for the lack of videos as of late. I was actually in Chaska. Didn't have my tripod or anything. It's at my apartment, so I just decided to take a pretty much damn near a week to use use the Note 10 that I got. Now, I do want to detail how and why I decided to go for the Note 10 right now. So I was on Facebook Marketplace. You know, Facebook now has a eBay competitor, I guess you can say eBay slash Craigslist competitor. And I saw this I was just scrolling through. I wasn't really looking for nothing. I saw this listing that said trade Samsung Galaxy Note 10 for iPhone 10s or 10s Max. And you guys know I had a 10s Max, and I thought about it, right? Because if you guys know, my girlfriend has been like wishy-washy. She's wanted to switch from the iPhone 8 Plus to my 10s, back to the 8 Plus, get a new case for the 10s, get a new case for the 8 Plus. It's been fucking hectic, but I decided to go with it, right? And the stipulation was that it was an unlocked iPhone, because this is an unlocked Note 10, which is nice. And we had to go through a lot of things to make sure that he was able to use it and all this stuff. But lo and behold, I have a Note 10, and it's a regular Note 10, obviously. All Note 10, the standard storage for every Note 10, 10 Plus, Note 10 Plus 5G is 256 gigs. So I didn't get any gypped in that way or anything like that. My iPhone was 256 gigs. So this being 256 gigs also was good, because now I don't have to worry about, does it not have enough storage and all that crap. And I want to talk about how I feel about this phone so far. So, as you guys know, I'd made 2 videos on the Note 10 when it first got announced. My first video was titled how Samsung failed the power user. The other one was a more measured response to the Note 10, 10 Plus. And what I pretty much wanted to say in my second video was that I did eventually plan on getting a Note 10. I just didn't know when, or, because I definitely wasn't going to pay $900 some to get a phone at this point in time. So that listing coming up when it did was actually very coincidental, if I would say so myself. And overall, so far, what I'll say about the Note 10 is I do like it. It is a nice phone. It feels good in the hand, all that tech talk that a lot of tech reviewers like to say. It's a well-built phone, but what I do want to detail is it kind of feels like an Xperia. It doesn't really feel like a Note. And what I mean by that is it has the rounded corners right here, right? And it has flat top and bottom. And I know Notes have always had flat tops and bottoms, but the Notes have always had a certain feel, right? I don't have a Note on me. They tend to have rounded corners right here, but while these are still rounded corners, they don't feel as round as, say, the Note 8 or the Note 5. Because, the Note 7, not many people got hands on that, so I can't really talk about that, really. And just the back of the phone, too. it looks more Sony Xperia like than it does Note. And I'm not trying to say, oh, it's no longer a Note, which is kind of what I said in my previous two videos. But what do I think about it so far? So far, it's a good phone. It's pretty good. You know, I would have preferred a Note 10 Plus, but can't really complain. You know, it's a flagship phone that I got pretty much for free. So, and he paid it all in full. It's unlocked. He got it from Best Buy, yada, yada, yada. And what I want to talk about is the stuff that I don't like. One, the 1080p screen. It makes no sense to me that this phone has a 1080p screen when I believe the S10, the regular S10, has a 1440p display. If you has a 2K display, if you have an S10, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it does. I know damn well the S10 Plus has a 2K display, but I know for sure the S10 Plus does. But if the regular S10 doesn't, and I'm being wrong about that, let me know in the comments. Because I'm not about to look and check right now, because I just want to talk about the phone. Yeah, 1080p, that's something that I don't like, because regardless of, save battery life and all this extra stuff, at the end of the day, they could have put more battery in the phone if they wanted to save battery life, if they wanted to have more battery life and have a better screen on it. Not to say this is a crap screen. I'd say it's on par at least with my 6T that I'm using right now to record this. But overall, it's fine. It's not anything that I would say is bad. But comparing it to like my V40 or something like that, the V40 does indeed look sharper, does indeed look crisp, and that's obviously because it's a Quad HD screen. So what can I really say about that? Speaking of the screen, I haven't heard anybody talk about, not one bit, you know, the very thing that people said was the killing of the V30, you know, the color shifting on the display. I've heard no one talk about this, and I'm going to bring up a white background here just so I can show you guys, because this phone has quite a bit of color shifting. That's not really white. It's more of a gradient. It's hard with Samsung displays because they like to make white look grayish sometimes. But let me do this here quick. If it's a white background, why does it matter if open a new tab then? Shit. All right, so you guys probably, of course, the accelerometer. You guys probably can't see because it's a phone recording it, but in my view, it tints a bit like turquoise-ish, like baby blue, kinda. And it's as bad as it was on, say, like the Note 8, where the Note 8 would do that as well. But nonetheless, it's still there. And it's something that I don't hear, whereas everyone was making the biggest deal about it with the V30, right? And that was one of my most popular videos when I did the Note 8 versus V30 screen test. And I pretty much said in my personal, usage that they both pretty much have the same quality OLED, kind of, sort of, where the V30 like it would be like different angles where the V30 would probably shift a bit worse, but it was like ever so slightly. And the Note 8 would shift quicker than the V30 would, and no one would talk about that because Samsung makes the best OLED panels, and that's just something that I wanted to detail. But color shifting is something I don't really care about. It happens. So people making that a big deal around that time, I was like, why does it matter? Does the screen work? Does the screen is the screen like shit? If it's not, then why are you making a big deal about it? Then, that went away. Then everybody was like, oh, the V30 is underrated and all this other stuff. And it was funny as all hell when that happened. But, So, yeah, screen is good. 1080p is fine. But I think this should be the last year where 1080p is the standard for small phones. Quad HD should be the standard for smaller phones, and 4K or at least 3K should be the standard for your Note 10 pluses or your V60s and stuff like that. Especially if you want to make the case that this is a pro phone, that this is for the pro user. Why not give us better screens? And, give us 90 hertz screens at the very least, since OLED can't really do 120 hertz yet, but Another thing and another reason why I don't really watch a lot of tech reviews now, a lot of them said, oh, that a 3300 milliamp hour battery. I was like, then why not just stick with the Note 8 as a 3500 milliamp hour battery? And so far, it's been pretty good. Nothing that I would say is like terrible. I could get 4 or 5 hours of screen on time, no problem. It actually does support Quick Charge 4. Samsung is no longer doing the adaptive fast charge 2.0 crap that they've been doing for like 3-4 years. So that's nice. I can plug in my Razer phone adapter with its USB-C to USB-C, thing, and it'll work no problem. I could also use Samsung's charger, which is called super fast charging now, and it'll work with any phone. It'll charge them just as fast. No matter if I plug in my Note 10 to my Samsung charger or my Razer phone charger, they'll charge at the same rate. So that's good. The only problem I have with that is that the cord is super short. I hate that. Apple does it, Samsung does it, LG does it. They need to stop supplying small, short cords. It just doesn't make sense. Especially when people tend to plug in at a wall that's farther than 2 feet. Like, why do that? A lot of people, which I don't advise, put their phone under their pillow, like my girlfriend does, and charges their phone. Even though I tell her not to freaking do it, but it's whatever. Yeah. I can't really speak on a lot of other things first. I just wanted to get this video out the way. I will have multiple videos coming. I'll probably do another one after this, but I'll probably touch on sound and, headphone performance and all that stuff, because I do want to get into that as well. But yeah, this is Sparta. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for the support. Hope you guys have a wonderful Friday, whatever time of day it is in your area. Have a good one. Like the video if you like it. Dislike if you dislike it. Share with people that are interested in the sort of content. And yeah, obviously more note coverage will be coming. Thanks for 642 subscribers. And again, have a good one.